for that, and it has to do with deafness. Can everyone hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, for a guy who says he doesn't do this well, holy crap. I mean, wow. So forgive me, because I really suck at this. Everybody's expecting me to be really hilarious and funny, and I'm not going to be, okay? I'm going to be really serious. I'm sorry. Okay. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Stephanie's new father-in-law. And firstly, I want to thank you all for coming here tonight and to help celebrate Grant and Stephanie's special day. I want to thank the Crosties for hosting this event. It's great. They were wonderful last night at the rehearsal party. We had an awesome time. It was wonderful, and thank you very much for opening your home and your hearts to us. I also want to thank Dr. Clapp for going to tremendous efforts, almost Herculean in their proportions, to try and get himself authorized to do a wedding here in Canada in a foreign country. You know, as he says, your rednecks are not suffered lightly here in Ontario. And thank heavens he did it. We didn't have to have a faux ceremony and something else later. It was wonderful that he was here to do it. I know that, you know, that Dr. Clapp means a lot to Grant and vice versa. It's wonderful that he could come up here and do this. It was wonderful. When Steph and Grant talked to us about wedding, they asked us for a couple of suggestions, and I said, number one, not during sailing season. So they said, good job, guys, excellent, you know, because sail pass is next weekend, so we're all set. Our sailing friends are here, we're all okay. Really, there's only one thing I thought of, and that was put a time limit on the speeches. Okay, and don't let the speakers ramble on. So they gush and they, you know, they blubber away endlessly about how they love the bride and the groom, and how great they are together, and they're just such a wonderful couple. But I said that applies to everybody except the fathers, of course, because, you know, we can do that, right? Everybody else, keep it under control. And I only have 8 pages or so, but they're double spaced, so, you know, as Father-of-the-groom, it is my duty tonight, in fact, my honor tonight, to welcome Stephanie into our family. And it would be fair to say that we are all delighted. Before we get to that formal welcome, before we get to that formal welcome, though, a little fatherly advice. Now, the last I heard, and I am not always updated on this stuff because I'm probably the last to know almost everything, Grant's doctoral thesis has to do with divorce. Now, I'm pretty sure that both Stephanie and Grant are aware that 1/3 of all marriages end in divorce. Marriages is not easy. They're not kidding when they talk about richer or poorer. They're not kidding when they talk about sickness and health. And sometimes the poor and the sicker comes first. Okay, so you too will have good times and bad. You'll have hard times and easy. You'll need some stick-to-itness to make it through. But you've had some good role models. Larry and Jane have been married for 33 years. Marion and I got 36 under our belt this year. And before Harry passed last fall, Margaret and Harry, 60 years. All right, so that's some good role models, folks. Now, a few months ago, Marion and I were visiting the townhouse, and I was sitting in the living room, and Grant and Steph were upstairs. There was some kind of a disagreement going on. It was none of my business what it was. I mean, it's up to them to sort this out. And I clearly heard Steph from upstairs. I clearly heard her ask, "Hey, can we be friends?" Well, that's the kind of spirit, that's the kind of humor that you folks are going to need to make it through. So I know you two are going to be okay. So we wish you both nothing but the best. But when you run into tough times, just know that we are here to help. We're here to love you. We're here to support you in any way we can. Hey, that's what family does, and we are family. Now, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business of the welcome. I only came to know Steph as an adult, as Grant's girlfriend, but I spent the last few weeks organizing all those pictures out there by the bar and into that slideshow. And as I worked my way through several hundred pictures, I couldn't help but wonder how those 2 little babies wrapped up in those little striped blue blankets, born hundreds of kilometers apart, went their way in the world, and wound up back together, bringing us together here tonight to celebrate their union. I also began to get a picture of the little girl who grew up into the woman I met, and I feel closer to her now thanks to having seen all of those photos. It was wonderful. You know, there are so many horror stories about in-laws. There's arguments, there's fights, there's feuds, there's estrangement. There's all this strange stuff in the world. And with all those possibilities, we are truly blessed to have this delightful young lady who we have now accepted as a member of our family. Marion, for her part, is ecstatic to have a daughter to buy girly things for. And both she and Marga have been knitting up a storm of cute little sweaters and vests and boots and tops and socks and scarves and etc., 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 which Stephanie has received enthusiastically, bless her. I know she loves them. I know you love them. That's what you see. It says enthusiastic. As for me, well, I always said that it didn't matter if I liked Grant's partner or not because I wasn't the one who had to live with her. Well, thank God he chose Stephanie, and she chose him. You know, she good-naturedly suffers my teasing, and she often gives as good as she gets. She's genuine, she's sweet, she's accepting, she's strong, she's independent, and I just love her to bits. Well, except maybe the boiled egg thing. Oh yeah, and the white dinner jacket thing. You took Marion side of that, I just knew. And so, Stephanie, I have to say, on behalf of the Gibsons and the Schroeders, on behalf of the McFarlands and McMullins, I'll include them out there, right? It is my duty, my honor, and my privilege to welcome you to our family with an open heart and open arms. We couldn't be more happier to have you. Welcome.